can say with big certainty that without Libyan revolution in '69, Libya would be just another failed colonial state. It doesn't have some big history as a nation. You have in one big territory about 140 tribes. Almost whole population in the time of revolution was in the deepest poverty, and almost whole population illiterate. Actually this revolution gave historical identity to this country and gave it big social and human achievements. So actually Gaddafi dared not only to take the money from oil companies and to spread it to the people. This is something forbidden. But he also went one more step further, trying to use the financial potential of the country for the benefit of the most suffering and most underdeveloped continent, Africa. In the time of liberation of most African countries after the Second World War, within the continent emerged an organization of African unity, and it has its enthusiastic period of history in the time of lifting of the colonial rule. But this organization had lost a bit of its importance. So Gaddafi managed, and it was his project and his idea, to give new form to this organization. So it changed its name, and it adopted an agenda of modern type of unification and cooperation between African countries, changed its name into African Union. And one of the things which African Union was supposed to get in this time was its development bank, which was supposed to be placed in Libya and financed in the first place by Libyan government. The second reason, the next reason for the war would be kicking out Russians and Chinese from Mediterranean. Their company already had big losses as consequences of Libyan war, and this process is going on with putting and increasing pressure on Syria and so on. And we can see that actually, in a way, resistance of Russia towards repeating the same scenario in Syria is stronger, despite Syria has much less oil, but Syria has the only Russian military base in Mediterranean. So you can see the line of countries in their plans. They don't hide it. It's Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Syria. They can eventually perhaps go back for Algeria or do it parallelly. So far Algeria is not affected because it's a bigger country and it already had some experience, painful experience with Western-backed Islamic terrorism in last decade, so they are resisting more efficiently than some others, but there are threats against Algeria as well. And finally, Iran. So that would make empire able to control whole Mediterranean, to enter the Central Asia, and to build, including together with these anti-missile facilities in Eastern Europe, to build a Platzdarm around Russia for war against Russia. So wherever they can, they apply this method of controlled chaos or soft power, so-called, like in Tunisia, Egypt, and so on. But where it is impossible, they apply, let's say, hard power, like they did it in Libya. That would be these geopolitical remarks. And the second point I want to enlighten a bit is the criminal character of the war. First, on the level of existing international law, despite Russia and China let 1973 resolution pass by abstaining from vote, they are now stating clearly, especially Russia, that this resolution was violated. So it didn't authorize NATO to launch neither large-scale air strikes nor ground war. And we have actually we've been facing both. There was recently a conference of Russian experts in international law analyzing the present situation, and they actually accused UN Security Council of being the most responsible now, no matter how paradoxical it may sound, for the destabilization of the world. They said if what happened with Yugoslavia in '99 was an alarm, how the international law can be misused or bypassed. What's happening with Libya looks like funeral bell for the international law. Then what would be the structures they use? I would use some example from Serbia in order to make this picture clearer. At the same time when German Chancellor Merkel visited Serbia recently, Serbia was visited also by head of Russian state agency, anti-drug agency. So after visiting Serbia, he stated in Belgrade and also in Moscow, and Russian media, all mainstream media quoted that, he said that the narco mafia connected with the present authorities in Pristina, in Kosovo, make every year profit out of Afghan heroin, but also of